Let's just get right into it, guys. This game was ugly. Pelicans fall to 2-8 now. Yeah, 2-8, I think. With a 23-point loss to the Phoenix Suns, and I take back every mean thing I said about the Phoenix Suns. I thought they were going to be bad this year. I think most people actually kind of thought they were not going to be great. Trading Kevin Durant, waiving Bradley Beal, those were kind of addition by subtraction. Some of it, not the Kevin Durant, but the Bradley Beal. Jalen Green was hurt in this game, so the Suns had a starting lineup of Grayson Allen, who had I'm just gonna spoil it. Grayson Allen had 42 points on 10 threes. Devin Booker, Dylan Brooks, Royce O'Neal, and Mark Williams. And the Pelicans started Jeremiah Fears, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Sadiq Bey, and Kevon Looney. Um, Initially, Eve Messi was listed as available for this game, back from his illness, but uh, he went through warm-ups and he did not play. I don't know if it was just precaution, but it's an illness. I don't know. It's weird. He didn't play. So we're only watching Pelicans highlights today, guys. It's because I had to skip through and cut out like all 53s from the Phoenix Suns. And you're just going to have to take my word for it. They hit a lot of threes. You guys aren't here for the negativity, so a couple bright spots let's look at. Number one, Jeremiah Fears had some ups and downs, but the ups were positive, right? He started out the game with two back-to-back threes, and then he had another one in the first half. So he went 3 of 6 from three, which is great. It's great to see Jeremiah Fears with that level of activity and not afraid. We've heard that a lot, but not afraid to shoot those threes. Another bright spot is actually Carlo Makovic. We're going to see like 4 highlights in a row here. So he came off the bench. He was the first big off the bench. And he played some minutes side by side with Derek Queen. And I want to see more of that actually, just for a little bit of experimentation's sake. So he ended with 11 points, but his minutes looked pretty good, especially in this first half. So it was a rough first half, mostly second quarter for the Pelicans. They went down by 7 in the first quarter, 22-29, but the second quarter they were outscored by, I want to say 16. Yeah, so the Pelicans are outscored by 16 in the second quarter, and so they're down 20 early, and they never quite recovered it. And to be honest, I watching it and watching the highlights back, it seems like obviously they gave up way too many threes. Grayson Allen had 10. Overall, Phoenix hit 19 threes. They shot 44%. It just looked like the Pelicans tried to go into a zone, and this has been happening all year where they try and switch it up between man and zone, kind of on alternating defensive possessions. And I think they just need to stop. It has not looked good once at all this season, especially in this game. You can hear the Suns announcers at one point say, it's a shooter's dream. When you see that zone, your eyes light up, right? It's just too easy to get one person to jump out of position and then get a pass to an open shooter. So the zone defense looked bad. Aside from the few bright spots, and I liked a couple other people in this game, like Derek Queen. I liked a couple other things in this game, but the one thing that just still baffles me is why is Derek Queen not playing more minutes, man? He is always playing like the entire fourth quarter. That's 4 games in a row. He's playing the whole fourth quarter. Willie Green trusts him to be in there. But in the first half, I feel like he only played, 5 minutes. And if when you're down by 30 points in the first half, 20 plus points in the first half, why not put him in? So he ended up with 25 minutes again, which I still don't understand. Pelicans actually did okay in some of the other areas that they normally aren't good in. For example, transition defense. They were okay. There was not a lot of fast break points in this game from the Suns, but it ended up not mattering obviously because Phoenix hit so many threes in the half court. Their half court offense was just incredible. Pelicans obviously they lose by 23. So there's not a whole lot to say other than I think, and I don't know how many times we're gonna have to have this conversation, but this was a classic Willie Green game in my opinion. Like they went down early with a bad lineup. They had some odd lineups out there. And I get there's injuries, so you're kind of just on the fly trying to put some lineups together. But when you're getting outscored by 20 points, maybe you want to switch things up, but he just didn't adapt to it in the game. And why aren't we seeing Derek Queen more in the first half? Is it really conditioning? It just doesn't seem like it could possibly be conditioning. But, maybe he's obviously got a better pulse on that than I do. Derek Queen ended with 12 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Shot 50% from the field. He did have 3 turnovers, and turnovers were a big deal in this game because it's what got them down, right? Even though it wasn't fast break possessions, it was the Suns, just getting a steal, getting into their half court set, and hitting a three. Jeremiah Fierce had 5 turnovers. Trey Murphy had 6 turnovers. So those were the main offenders in this game. People who were trying to handle the ball and get a little too fancy with it, I think. Let's just rinse our hands of this game and just move on. If we get any Suns fans in the comments, good for you. I'm still salty about them beating us in the playoffs a couple years ago. My wife and I went to games 3 and 4 in New Orleans, and there's a game Chris Paul hit like 12 of 13 shots or something. It was the worst, man. But to end on a positive note, the rookies are still showing flashes. We should see Zion and Jordan Poole back soon. So hopefully with those two guys, offensive juggernauts kind of coming back, things will start to click and they'll get more time playing with Derek Queen. I want to see Zion and Derek Queen next to each other, man, in game. That's what I am waiting for. I appreciate you guys so much. This past week has been amazing. We went from 37 subscribers to basically 190 right now. Yeah, to 190 subscribers over the last 2 videos. So I appreciate the love and support that you guys have shown. If you're new here, consider subscribing. I'm recapping every Pelicans game, even in tough losses like this one. Leave a like on this video. We almost got to 100 likes in the last video, which was insane. If we could get to 100 on this one, or honestly even 85, I'd be thrilled. So let me know your thoughts and your feedback down below in the comments. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday night for the game against the Portland Trail Blazers. Peace.